We are weeks, days away from the release of the Nintendo Switch, but it looks like PlayStation might be coming up with a competitor. So Sony has patented a device that looks like a handheld, very close to what the Switch has ended up looking like itself. Let's take a look at what we found. And not what was found. This was...
No, you found it.
No, I did not.
It?
I didn't find it myself. It was unearthed. It was posted on NeoGAF. It looks like a handheld. If you look on the side, that looks like a lot like a DualShock controller, which may be a tip-off, or it may be, because it looks like it detaches, much like the Switch's main draw right now, or what it looks like it is. Oh, what is this? It looks like a tablet. There's a button. Yeah, it's very simple.
Yeah, it looks exactly like what the Joy-Cons and what the Switch is doing with it. And
So this may be a successor to the Vita?
Yeah, I think that was the original intent, and I think it's important to note that this was 2015 when this was made, and then it just recently got published, and there are plenty of patents that don't get made, and I'm pretty sure this one will never get made. But if you think about Sony's mindset in 2015, they're thinking the PlayStation, and even before 2015, because they had to design all this stuff, but they probably didn't know the PlayStation 4 was as good on track as it was doing, and because that is what crushed it. And
I mean, they crushed it with the console wars. But like as far as handheld consoles go, Nintendo's been dominating that market, I think. I mean, some people still play the Vita. I don't know any, and a lot of games aren't being created for it now. It's not their most exciting property, and they have to know it, at least by looking at the numbers. Like you said, a lot of patents don't actually get made. There's been some past like weird handheld controllers. I've seen some console patents from Nintendo that never ended up getting made, but it looks like it got permutated into like amiibos.
Right. Yeah, the idea of the patents gets dissolved into something else, essentially. So I don't think this will ever happen, because if it was the successor to the Vita, I think their console market just blew up and they decided to focus purely on that. Because if they made another handheld, they'd abandon it in 3 seconds like they did with the Vita.
The draw there is that it's kind of a handheld and it's kind of a real console, like a big solid console, kind of like where the Switch is going, where it could be versatile.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about 2015 mindset, you can see that a lot of people, including Nintendo and Sony, were thinking about how to kind of build a hybrid, like bridge this casual market of people who like to touch things with the more hardcore of having it on the side. And remember all those third-party controllers that you would attach to your iPhone or something like that would essentially do that?
Right, to turn it into like kind of like holding a shield.
Yeah, I think that was at a point in the industry where they didn't know exactly where it was going, where it was like, is it viable to go super hardcore, or do we really have to cater to this, and is there a way we can bridge those two? And I think Sony just had the idea, and they wanted to get patent, where Nintendo went whole hog on it, but I don't think Sony cares about it anymore. I think they'd rather nourish and enrich their hardcore market.
That's interesting. I'm curious to know where you think Nintendo is hoping to hit with the Switch, because it doesn't seem like it's necessarily all in one direction.
Yeah. What's weird is what we saw distinctly different from the Wii U launch, and even the Wii launch, is how they announced the Switch was very centered towards hardcore gamers, about being like, you can take Skyrim on the go and stuff like that. But I don't think that is their target audience. I just don't. I always buy Nintendo products in consoles about 2 years after they come out, because that is when the first party releases have started to pile up. And then I can purchase it and feel good about it. For this one, I still don't exactly know. If the battery life is good, then it'll be fine. But it could, I think if you think of this more as a successor to the 3DS instead of a successor to the Wii U, I think that is the perfect mindset.
Okay.
And I think that's the mindset that Nintendo should have too. Because obviously there is still a lot of great things coming out for the 3DS. It's a fantastic system and sells really well for them.
Yeah, I have a 3DS. I don't have a Wii U.
Yeah, exactly. So if they think about it in the handheld sense first, I think that's how they have to do it. It's like the being able to dock it and everything is like a nice bonus, but no, handheld only. And I think they'll push it to that kind of family consumer market pretty soon, once the price goes down.
Do you think they're kind of creating their own kind of area between the casual and the Skyrim players?
Yeah, I think.
And will that work? Because I feel as though other companies have tried in different ways to like bridge these two markets together, and it hasn't necessarily paid off the way they hoped.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see, I guess. I don't think it'll work in the short term. I think it's gonna have to be cheaper because I think it's a little too pricey right now.
Yeah.
But once there's a price drop, I think then it could really settle into a nice vibe and a nice groove where it will pick up steam. And then it's about the software. I think all this mobile stuff they're doing, I think they should incorporate with it. Like the Animal Crossing game that's coming out on the phones. I think if they just apply that to what the Switch can do, then I think you're good about bridging those type of ideals. But
I think I agree with that because I'm not necessarily Nintendo's like prime audience sector. I think because it doesn't necessarily appeal to me on a personal level, but I've never been more interested in a modern Nintendo console more than the Switch. So maybe it'll work out.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll actually buy one with my own hard-earned money. We'll see. The Nintendo Switch is coming out on March 3rd. We are going to have a hands-on here at Nerd Alert.
Nice.
What? Are you interested in buying one? Please let us know below in the comments, and please like and subscribe for more.